Breaking news! Sheldon Mills from the FCA says that there's nothing wrong with making money. At a recent consumer duty event run by KPMG and the FCA, Mr. Mills said that he doesn't see the consumer duty as a division between customers with products meeting their needs and shareholders' appetite. Rather, it's an opportunity to grow the British financial services industry. This, of course, is fantastic news, but plenty more was said about the consumer duty and how much work brokers have ahead of them to prepare for the first board report, which is due in July this year. Mr. Mills discussed the progress firms have made on the consumer duty in the last 6 months since it came into effect, with a reminder that the duty is not just in the interest of consumers, but also in the interest of firms and the economy too. Mapping the customer journey means that you can identify friction or pain points in your processes. Mitigating these, or removing them when you can, will lead to greater customer satisfaction and potentially help you improve growth and profitability. Mr. Mills acknowledged that the price and value outcome is the most challenging aspect for firms and was critical that fair value assessments don't have enough credible evidence and data behind them to truly justify their value to customers. It was also said that benchmarking against the market is not sufficient to demonstrate value. And whilst we appreciate the position of many brokers dealing with the sheer volume of work required, the FCA is less sympathetic. With the key to meeting the consumer duty outcomes being data, you will need to do more than just repackage your existing MI. There are new things to measure, such as the customer understanding outcome. So your data will need to be qualitative as well as quantitative, for example, using customer feedback and reviews. The goal is that the data you use to monitor your compliance with the consumer duty should be the same that you are using to run your business. They should not be separate things. The consumer duty is not just a risk management or compliance piece, it's a business thing, and the tone from the top is key. So the consumer duty should be regularly on the board's agenda, with challenge coming from the consumer duty champion. You must be able to demonstrate that the board are getting to grips with the duty and are viewing things through a customer lens. Good employee engagement helps improve customer satisfaction and your compliance with the customer outcomes. You need an environment where staff feel safe about speaking up when things are not being done right. You should have a formal whistleblowing policy. Keeping this up to date and making sure staff know where it is goes a long way to showing commitment to doing the right thing. We mustn't forget vulnerable customers either. You need to be able to demonstrate that you have given consideration to the purpose of your product and where harm may occur, particularly to vulnerable customers. Keep in mind that the first board report is due at the end of July this year, and as the name suggests, the document is a report, not just an attestation. There's no one-size-fits-all template for the report, and it needs to articulate the journey you have been on, discussing any trends that are emerging and what you'll be focusing on in the future. Remember, this is an ongoing requirement, not a once-and-done exercise. Your report should detail what has actually changed in terms of customer outcomes. One speaker at the event recommended that you should have a dress rehearsal before July and prepare a draft report for an earlier board meeting. We fully support this suggestion, as given the magnitude of the consumer duty, it may take several attempts to get this report right. We hope that you found this edition of In the Loop to be of use. As always, we're here to help, so if you have any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to get in touch.